Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So I'm taking a little break from the Victoria series. We'll be back for the necklace probably next week. And I'm just going to teach you how to do a Russian spiral. And we'll do a bracelet out of the stitch. So that's kind of cool. So let's take a look at it. So here it is. It's a spiral, and do you see how it spirals in two different directions? So I have my beads going, my bigger beads going in one direction, and I have my seed beads going in the other direction, which makes it a really cool stitch. So here I have it. These are in crystals and pearls, which makes it sort of dressy. And here I just have it in some Druk beads and some Firepolished beads, and you can really see the spiral in this. See how that Chartreuse bead goes around and around on the black. So you can do it a little more casual this way. I have another one on my wrist here. So either way, these Firepolish and Druk beads are from the dollar bead box. So I mean, you've got a ton of 4mm Firepolished beads from your dollar bead box, dollar bead bag. Go for it. Grab it. You only need one strand if you're making like a 7-inch bracelet. So it's one strand of each color. We're doing a 3-color bracelet here. So here it is. I'm going to clear the decks, get a materials list going, and we'll get started. We're back. So let's get our materials going. Very simple. 3 4mm Firepolished beads, or 3 4mm pearls, 3 4mm, whatever you like. I think a round or a fire polish works best for learning. The Druks work great here. So I have three different colors. I'm kind of trying to contrast it a lot so it's easy for you to learn. Use any colors you love. Like I started with this one, and the video just wasn't clear because the colors are too close, but I just love, just pick the colors you love. You'll get it. All right, and then you'll just need some 11/0 seed beads, little stop bead. I've got 2 of these little spacer beads, and actually these are from the dollar bead box. I'm telling you, I go back every time I need something that I don't have. I look in the dollar bead box and I find it. So this is similar to this. This is, if you watched the Buds in Bloom bracelet, you'll know that I took a bail. This is a Tierracast Oasis bail. It's a 13mm, and I cut the loop off to make it a spacer because that's all I had. So I was just trying to go with what I had, and then I realized I had these. So the actual size of this bail, just this part, is about 8 to 9 millimeters. So when they say it's a 13mm, they're including that little loop at the end. So if you want to go online and look for a spacer to put the end like this, if you want this is about 8 millimeters. Go for an 8 or 9 millimeter, 10mm spacer tops, I think, something in that area that has a big enough hole that the clasp. So here's the magnetic clasp. We'll sit in it like this, and it'll be nice. It will sit nicely in there, and it'll cover that edge there, if you want to do it this way. If not, like I said, do it with a cone, do it with a lobster, do it with anything you like. But we're going to learn the stitch and do this ending. All right, so then we'll need some Fireline. I think Wildfire would be a really good way to learn, a really good thread to use to learn this stitch, because it's a thicker thread and it grips the beads a little bit more than Fireline. I don't have any Wildfire at the moment. I have to order it, but I think Wildfire would really make it easy to learn this. And then I'm using a size 10 beading needle. Okay, so gather up your materials and we'll get started. See you in a minute. Okay, let's start. So if you want to make the entire bracelet, including the clasp, with one thread, for about a 7 to 7.5 inch bracelet, you'll need about 8.5 feet of thread. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll put on a stop bead and leave a 12-inch tail for one end of the clasp. If you want to just do the center beaded part, about 6.5 feet will do it for that size bracelet. If you want to do just a small, practice piece, do 3 feet. If you're doing the bracelet, I really don't want you to add thread in the center. That's why I'm telling you to do it all in one piece, at least this part of it. Okay, just easier when you're learning. All right, so here are my beads. So I'm going to label these A, B, and C. You can do this D, or this can be the just your 11/0. That's what I do it. So we're always going to go in this order for this particular spiral. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. So pick up an A and 2 11/0s. Pick up a B and 2 11-ohs, and pick up a C and 2 11-ohs. I'm going to drop those down to my stop bead, and then I'm going to sew that into a circle by sewing through that first bead after the stop bead. That's my fire polish. And then I'm going to go all the way around, sew all the way around the beads. Like that. Just keep going around until you come out the 11-0 past that turquoise bead, which is the A bead. Okay, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to stop there and do this in small segments, so get that done and then come on back and we'll continue. Okay, so I'm coming out of the 11-0 past the turquoise bead, which is my A bead. So I'm going to pick up an A and 2 11-ohs. I'm going to sew through the 11-0 past the next fire polish, which is my B bead. And you can give it a pull so it pops on top. I'm going to pick up my B bead, which is my gold bead, and 2 11-ohs. I'm going to sew through the 11-0 past the white bead, which is my C bead. And you can encourage these to pop up. They will pop up on their own at the end of the row, but I'm going to encourage them a little bit. Then I'm going to pick up my C bead and 2 11-ohs. I'm going to sew through the 11-0 past the next bead, fire polished bead, which is the A bead. That's my original A, like that. And you see what happens? That puts the first 3 beads on that second round. See, so here are the 3 on the bottom, here are the 3 on the top. Okay, I'm just going to show you how to step up at this point because we want to add more beads on the top, but we need to step up. So we're coming out of this 11-0 past, see, past that previous A bead. You're just going to go through this next bead, which is the A bead. You really, can't go anywhere else. And the 11-0 past that A. I'll hold it like this so you can see it. And when you pull, you're at the top now, so you can start adding more beads. So you see, we're already starting to spiral. It's going to keep going around and around. All right, so get to this point, and then meet me back here, and we'll do a couple more rows after that, just to get it down. All right, see you in a few. Okay, so I've done that, we've stepped up and coming out of that 11-0 past the A. So we're just going ABC again. So A and 2 11-ohs. You're going to sew through the 11-0 past that next bead, which is the gold bead, is the B bead. I'm going to pull. You're going to pick up a B and 2 11-ohs. You're going to sew through the 11-0 past the next fire polished, which is your C bead, the white bead, and then we're going to pick up the C bead and 2 11-ohs, and you're going to sew through the 11-0 past that last fire polished bead, which is your A bead. Do you see how that puts on your next round? Now we're going to step up by going through the A and the 11-0. I'll do that one more time. Going back to our A's, pick up an A, 2 11-ohs, sew through the 11-0 past the next bead, which is the gold bead. That's my B bead. Pick up a B bead, which is the gold bead, and 2 11-ohs. Sew through the 11-0 past the next fire polish, which is the white one, the C bead. Pick up a C bead and 2 11-ohs. Sew through the 11-0 past the next bead, which is your A bead from the first of the row, and then you're going to sew through the next A and the 11-0 past that A, and that's going to, see how that starts our spiral going around? And the seed beads are going the other way. Should we go around one more time? It's fun. Okay. An A and two 11-0s. Come through the 11-0, past the gold bead, which is my B bead. Pick up my B, two 11-0s. Sew through the 11-0 past the next fire polish, which is my C bead. Pick up a C and two 11-0s. Sew through the 11-0 past the next bead, which is the A bead. And then through the next bead and the 11-0. So that would be the next A and the 11-0. All right, so here we go. See how we're spiraling around? Cool, huh? I love how the seed beads go in one direction and the fire polish beads go in the opposite direction. All right, so that's all there is to it. I know it seems, I'm making it sound easy. It isn't. You need to practice a little bit. If you struggle with these spirals, just, relax, take your time, practice, play, have a snack in between, glass of wine, something. But just enjoy the process. You're going to have to take it out maybe 5 times if you've never done it. Who knows, maybe more. I struggle with these spirals all the time, but once you get them, you get them. All right, so get that done, meet me back here, and we'll put the clasp on. All right, so you do your whole length and everything, and then come on back and we'll put the clasp on. All right, back. So I hope that worked out. I hope it was helpful. You can always, look at written instructions as well for this stitch, and I hope I helped you a little bit there. All right, so now I put the clasp on one end, making my little mini bracelet. So here's my other end. So it doesn't really matter where you're coming out at this end. I just want you to tighten up all the beads. So I'm here coming out of this bead. I'm just going to go through the next fire polish. So the ABC doesn't matter anymore at this point. So I'm just going through the fire polish and the 11-0, the fire polish and the 11-0, and the fire polish. So I just want to tighten those up a little bit. You can do it a couple of times. We're going to add the clasp and the spacer to the 3 fire polish beads, so it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to go through one more time just to tighten it up. Any thread that's showing, okay, there you go. Doesn't really matter at this point, and like I said, it doesn't matter which bead you're coming out of, as long as you're coming out of one of these fire polish beads. So I'm going to pick up my spacer and one end of my clasp, and I'll show you the thread path on this. Here, just like that. I'm coming back through the spacer and through the other side of the fire polish I was coming out of. When I pull, see what it does? It puts a loop right there. So now I'm just going to retrace my steps by going back through the spacer. And it's going to be hard for you to see what I'm doing, but you just come through the spacer, through the loop on the clasp, back through the spacer, and back through the fire polish. Give it a little pull. And then we're going to go over to the next fire polish bead. So I think we could probably go through the 11-0 and the fire polish. It's like a little slanty and stuff, but you'll get it. And like I said, any thread that shows is really being covered up by this spacer. And then you're just going to do the same thing. It's going to get a little more difficult as you go around because it's going to get tighter. So here I went through the spacer, through the loop, back through the spacer, back through this guy. See if you can get through that a second time. Maybe come through the 11-0 and the next bead. And this one's going to be the tough one. So come through the spacer. You're going to have to pull it apart a little bit to come through the, you can't see it, but I'm coming through the loop on the clasp. I can't get back up, so I'm just going to keep going down through the spacer, back through this guy, and then do that again. So that's pretty much how you're going to put the end on. And then you're just going to, you know, sew around. It does show a bit of thread, but, you know, I think it, you know, that spacer covers most of it. So you're going to sew around, and then you're going to do a couple of half-hitch knots before the big beads and pull them through. And there you go. You've got your clasp on. Let's see if our baby bracelet clasps. There you go. It's a tiny guy. All right, let's just check out everything right now because, you know, we've pretty much looked at everything. All right, so here you go. Here's the one with the Druks. I happen to really love this one. The gray one, of course, is pretty. And then here's the one made with all the copper and the fire polish, which I'm loving the copper seed beads these days. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you to learn this a little bit. I'm going to pop this one on right over my sweater. So here you go. I'll pull out a little bit. There you go. All right, so here it is. I hope you play with this until you get it. I hope it's not too frustrating. I know you'll get it. It just takes a little practice. And then we'll get back to some of our series that we've been doing. I'm working on a necklace for the Victoria series, so we'll get that done. All right, so here you go. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.